Howdy, y'all. Welcome to EDUU 609 Seminar on Curriculum Design. I am your professor, Dr. Kimberly Green. Very brief, 2 seconds about me, and then let's take a look at the course. But let me throw this out at you right away. I'm going to share with you my expectations for you and what I want you to understand should be your expectations for me. And then I'm going to ask you, when this entire video is done, to please shoot me an email clarifying, okay, watch the video, understand the explanations, or heard the explanations, got some questions, go ahead and ask them, or no, I can't live with this, in which case we need to have a conversation right now, because I'm all about transparency and clarity to ensure that we're able to really make the most of our time together. So, Dr. Kimberly Green, lovely to meet you. Originally from Sioux City, Iowa. Lived here in California now for about 15, 16 years. Married. I have a 7-year-old and a 17-year-old. Actually, the 17-year-old is about to turn 18, and next year he'll be going to Chapman University. Woohoo! So, happy birthday. And the 7-year-old, Grady Green, I'm sure at some point, whether it's a live meeting or another video, you will hear the maleficent sounds of Grady Green screaming about something, because that's what the child does. So I love this course. I love curriculum design. My doctorate is actually in educational technology and leadership. I've taught everything from mommy and me, K-12 classrooms, undergrad, graduate, doctoral level stuff, professional development out in the real world. I really love this. I love the process. I'm very much about engagement in your process. So when we talk about reflection, that is not just, well, I did this, this, this. It's not about making a laundry list. It is authentically about taking that time to be mindful in what you think, what you understand, how that all worked together to empower the actions you chose, your behaviors. And then really, well, what did I get from this? Because even a huge disaster is an opportunity for learning. And again, I am a busy working adult. I know you're busy adults, but this reflection component is crucial, and I take it very seriously. So my expectations for you are that you will authentically be present in your work as you chunk it out throughout the week. This is not a course that you can just log in Sunday night and in 3 hours whip it out and you're done. Sorry, this is not that class. Master's level, and that's serious, and you're getting a semester's worth of work, credits, in 8 weeks. That's not a lot of time. So yeah, this class is intensive. It is intense, but everything is meaningful and purposeful. There is no filler. Recognize it's going to be busy. Chunk out the work. I cannot say that enough. I expect you to do this. Monday, maybe 90 minutes. Tuesday, maybe half an hour in the morning. Wednesday, maybe an hour at night. Take Thursday off. Friday, maybe just an hour in the morning. Saturday, maybe 2 hours in a weird part of the afternoon, and then Sunday, maybe another hour to 2 hours, depending on what the week is. All right? This is master's level, hardcore, intensive, personally meaningful work. This is not just about taking in content. I expect you to recognize that you need to be an equal partner, because your growth comes through your being willing to change your affective, your behavioral, and your cognitive. Your feelings, your emotions, affective, your values, behavioral, the actions you make, the choices of what you do, behavioral, and cognitive. Your thinking, your intellect, if you will. Okay? You'll hear me say that a lot. So we do have a couple live meetings. I'll go through that when we walk through the shell very quickly in weeks 2 and week 6. It is important to attend these meetings. You'll sign up. There's a wiki. I expect you, again, to be present. I expect you to engage and to really ask questions, because it's in the questions, in our questions, not in my questions for you. My questions for you are guiding, but your questions. Well, how do I really, what could I do? How does that connect? Where does this all fit in? Your questions are what empower your critical thinking, your independent critical thinking. Doesn't matter if you get an A in this class. It matters that you master this material so you can take it out in the real world and really use it. I am being authentic. Again, I am from Iowa. I really am this corny, and I'm totally okay with it. So let's go take a look at the class. Let me say very quickly, another expectation is that you will be present. And what I mean by that, not just cognitively, affectively, and behaviorally, but you'll be checking your emails, okay? Because I'll be emailing you. And you'll be getting feedback in the grade center. You will read that and use it. Please know that all the feedback you get from me, and you'll get a lot. Ha, boy, am I the feedback queen. But again, it's all about your learning. Use the feedback you get, please. It's not about judging a person. And I'm saying this based upon an experience I had recently. It's not about judging a person. It's feedback about the work to better empower you to move forward. Okay? So I am always open to talk. The iPhone is glued to my hip. Emails are always answered within 48 hours, if not sooner. And if you don't get an email within 2 days, it means I didn't get it. Okay? I'm a wicked geek. Couple Macintosh computers, iPhones, iPads, Fitbit. Okay? Even my desk is a treadmill desk. So technology, being present, being engaged, being available to you, all very authentic. I love to teach. I really, really do. In fact, I have been with Bremen now for 10 years. I took 2 years where I moved out of the teaching role and I built Bremen Center for Instructional Innovation and did all the professional development to guide professors into blended and fully online learning. And I miss teaching so much that I appointed a successor and I came back to the classroom. I love to teach. Okay, so let's go to the class and then I'll come back and talk to you at the end. Okay, see ya. So, whenever we land in the class, you always land on the announcements page. Now, granted, I do always click the email out, so you should already know what announcements are posted, but please do always take a moment, overlook them, and know I don't delete any announcements. So if there's anything in one, you're always, oh, I should have seen that. I want to go back and see that again. No worries, it'll always be here. When you first log in, please do go through, start here. Generally, it's boilerplate type of stuff that is for students across the university, but there's some specific things here that are always worth taking a look at. And indeed, one of them is School of Ed professional dispositions. Another one, if you are not comfortable with live text, where you will submit your signature assignments, plural. This is the one class that does have 2 signature assignments. We'll be talking about that several times, especially in our live meetings. And then I also do want to point out CII Blackboard, Adobe Connect, Student Code of Conduct, APA Guidelines, Disability Services, and additionally, down here you see easy links to get to the online writing community, one-stop technical support. Please don't ever feel like there's no one to reach out to. I know being an online student, especially if it's your first or second class, you're kind of feeling like you're in a vacuum. Well, please don't ever feel that way. You've got me, you've got your peers, and you've got plenty of support that is all waiting for you easily through the Start Here button. The course information is our mothership. This is our heart and soul of this course. Please do go through everything here. And you'll note, right off the bat, is my welcome message, bio. Obviously, you're watching this video. That's where you got it. And as I hinted, there is a specific task request embedded inside it. I want to reiterate, I'm asking that after you've watched the whole of this video, You take a moment and reflect upon my expectations for you and send me an email. Yes, I understand them. I agree with them. Here we go. Or, you know what? I've thought about it. I have some more questions. Ask me your questions. Or, Dr. Green, I think they're excessive. Let's talk. I'm happy to have that conversation. But either way, I'm asking you to please, after you finish watching this email, think about my expectations for you and email me. What's my email? kgreen with an E at the end, because my in-laws are pretentious. kgreen@brandman.edu. Please email me, okay? Everybody who does send me that email will get 1 point extra credit. I'm not writing it down anywhere. I want to make sure people watch this video. You email me your agreement, your questions, or if we need to talk about my expectations for you, you get 1 point extra credit. Okay, so moving on. Inside course information still, the late work policy. I know this sounds hardcore, but unless you communicate with me, you must communicate with me. Now, emergencies happen. We're adults, but you must communicate with me. There's a lot to do in this course. It is all rich and powerful and empowering and meaningful and purposeful. There is no filler. Nothing here is just, well, I got to cover it. No, everything here is purposeful. If you fall behind, it makes it that much harder for you to be present in your process, to really be engaged as opposed to skim. Oy, what did I read? That's not what this is about. That's why I'm so hardcore about people not falling behind. But if your kid is sick, if you're sick, if something happens, you must communicate with me. I will work with you, okay? But you've got to communicate with me. You can't vanish for 3 weeks. I'm being as transparent as I can. You cannot vanish for 3 weeks and then suddenly start throwing things in the grade book and think it's all good. All right? So then next is the syllabus. Please do go through that. Then course at a glance, guys. This is our heart and soul. You must go through this. This is the one thing. If you're only going to print one document, this is the document to print. This is the breakout of everything week by week. It's succinct, but it's a quick breakout. Please do go through it. Yes, it's posted inside each individual week, but this way you can map out what's coming. Most weeks are pretty full. You have a couple weeks where there's breathing room, specifically extra breathing room for extra cognitive time, extra reflection time. So note the schedule. Threaded discussions are hugely important in this class. Hugely important. This rubric is purposeful. Every single week, the threaded discussion will be evaluated using this rubric. Please look at what is the meets expectations. I am a constructivist-oriented professor, which means my goal is for you to engage in the process of crafting your own learning. Not for me to tell you what you're supposed to learn, but for me to guide that journey. So I truly am looking for you to engage in this process. So you'll note frequency is only one part of this. I'm focused more on the quality, but let's be clear with focusing on frequency for a minute. 3 discussion posts across the week. That is what is expected. 3 solid, meaty, meaningful, relevant, meaning there's something in there. Not just, oh yeah, okay, I agree. Or, wow, what a funny story. That doesn't count. That's not a post. You're only asked, think about it, only 3 times. Make them worthy of your time and attention. Now, if you want to do more, rock on. Heaven knows I love it and applaud it. But your base minimum is 3. You have to do 3 different days. Why 3 different days? Why 3 different days? Your initial post and then your 2 response posts at a minimum, 3 different days across the week, because it is best practices for adult learners. You've got to be engaged in the conversation. Discussion boards are not a bulletin board. It's not a place to come in, read one person's stuff, and then monologue back. You want to engage with your peers, with what they're sharing, with what they're thinking. You want them to engage back with you. 3 different days across the week. Your first post every week, your initial post on topic, is due by the end of Wednesday night. Okay, if you get it in like it's 7 o'clock Thursday morning, I'm not going to beat you up. But the point is, we can't engage in dialogue if everybody only logs in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We can't. Then again, it's a bulletin board, whatever. We are a group of peers working together to support our individual and collective growth. Okay? 3 different days across the week. First post due by end of Wednesday night. Then we focus on quality and note 2 valid outside resources that are relevant to your discussion. This is to open up the experience, to ensure that what you're doing is meaningful to you. By bringing the real world into our work, whether it's a video from CNN or it's a posting from a professional group or if it's a blog from somebody that you're questioning, how does whatever it is you found inform what you're thinking or raise new questions or add to the whole of the conversation? Dewey himself said, school is not an escape from the world. School is part of the world, and that holds true for us. We are talking about designing curriculum in the real world. We can't pretend the real world doesn't exist. So 2 valid outside resources. Valid here does not mean academic journals. You can bring in a journal article. Valid means it's valid to the conversation, that you're using it to illustrate your point, or you're saying, I watched this video and it really clarified this for me. What do you think? Or I watched this video and I'm completely confused. Or this blog has got me so angry and it doesn't match up. You've got to use it in your conversation. Okay? Cool beans. So then we move on to involvement in the dialogue. You got to read and reflect. Okay? Your initial post is on topic, yes. Your 2 response posts are conversational. You're engaging in dialogue with your peer. Back and forth, building upon. Not just, oh yes, I agree, what a good statement, that makes so much sense to me, thank you so much for posting. Robot out. Come on, guys, engage in dialogue. That was a really cool comment. You got me thinking, or I love that question, here's my response, and I'm going to take it even a step further, blah, blah, blah. Own your conversational work. Make it yours, which really gets to this one. Student comments consistently add significantly to the discussion by suggesting other solutions, pointing out problems, asking thoughtful questions, respectfully disagreeing. You've only got 3 posts across the week. You're only required 2 responses. Don't leave them flat. Add to the conversation. Just as if we were all sitting in the same room, we've only got a limited amount of time. So when you do engage, make it worthy of your time and cognition and your peers' time and cognition to read. Bring heft, bring value, bring depth. I disagree because here's another way of thinking about it. Wow, I took your question and I went out and I found this other resource and it completely helped me understand what you were thinking, because before I thought you were going down the rabbit hole, now I get it. Or look, here's a really different way of thinking about your idea, but it makes sense to me because. Use your inquiry, your questions. I want to see more question marks than I do periods across the work, across the weeks. Seriously, because when you're letting yourself ask questions and be open to what you don't know, that's when you're going to really learn. If all you do is in the discussion boards continuously agree and then share something you already know, your learning is pretty flat. You're only getting the base bones of content. This is not about content. This is about content that is used to fuel your desires, your inquiry, your understanding. Inquiry is the primary tool toward real critical thinking. All right. Okay, so let's go back to the class. All right, Remember, we are inside course information. We do have 2 live meetings, one in week 2 and one in week 6. You must attend one of the live meetings, please. It's very, very important. Now, if you absolutely cannot because there's something you've already booked or a family situation, there is a makeup assignment, but I guarantee you'll be much happier if you attend one of the meetings. So in week 2, it's either Friday night or Saturday morning. And in week 6, the same, either Friday night or Saturday morning. In weeks 5 and 7, you will meet however you want to schedule it with a partner to do a presentation. You can do this, in week 5, it's a presentation. It's a data project. We'll get there. And then in week 7, it's a critical friend conversation to talk through, make sure that someone's got your back, your ear, can help you make sure there's no holes in what you're putting together for signature assignments. Okay, so however you want to make that happen. But in weeks 2 and week 6, you will be meeting with me and with the class. And where are the signups for that? Over on the left-hand nav bar, we have a live meeting signup. So inside this wiki or inside this wiki. All right, that's all there. And then back to course information. Scrolling. Okay. You will have a weekly journal. Oh, and that's a mistake. It's worth 70 points. I will fix that. Sorry about that. Here's one of the things that I do. I always make sure, and I will repeat this multiple times, that the curriculum serves the learners. And even though the curriculum is basically set, I tweak a lot of things in this course because of the feedback I've gotten from my students over time, having taught this many times. I used to be the course custodian for this, and then I stepped away to build out the CII and came back. So actually the journal is worth 70 points. Points to me are a means of communication. I want to be very clear. They are not the be-all, end-all, and I beg you, on bended knee, please don't focus on the points. And I know that's easy to say and hard to do. Focus on your learning. Because if you focus on your learning, the points will come. And let's say anywhere in this class, except for the 2 signature assignments. The 2 signature assignments for this course, because they're summative, those cannot be redone. But anything else in this course, I want you to really be open to trying. Don't just do what you've done before. Really allow yourself to push yourself and try new things. You can redo anything where you have an issue or a problem and you don't, quote unquote, rock it. And that is communicated by less points than you would like. So it's not about the points. They're a way to communicate. You can redo anything, but I need you to try. We are partners in your growth and your learning, okay? So again, the journal is worth 70 points. I will fix that. Everybody has their own journal page off the left-hand nav bar. Journals. And they've already been built out for everyone. Okay, so you have your page. You go to it. And how do you work in a wiki? You click edit, you type, you click save. That's pretty much it. Okay? Every time there is a journal, they start in week 2. We don't have one in week 1. They are genuine reflection work. Please give yourself that time to really engage in what you're doing and how you're changing and questions you may have for yourself. Now, every week as well, you are asked to read someone else's journal and comment. All right? Every week, 2 through 8. That's why I made it the extra points. I felt that the work is valuable enough and I want to make it clear to you that it's worth that extra time. So again, the journal blog is worth 70 points. It's already fixed in the Grade Center. I'll fix that in course information. No harm, no foul. So that's in weeks 2 through 8. All right, back to course information. General schedule. So please map it out. Here's the grading structure. All right. And like I said, the journal is worth 70 points. See, I was on top of that one. And then there's some other general things. Now, this one is a big one. Emails. I have my iPhone glued to my hip. I respond as soon as I can. If you send me an email and you haven't gotten a response within 48 hours, it means I didn't get it. For reals. I'm being completely honest. Please resend it. All right? But in the most part, you'll usually get a response pretty darn fast. All right? I do set aside Monday and Tuesday to try to get you all the feedback. Again, for me, it's not about the grades. It's about your learning. So you will get a lot of feedback in this course. And I try so hard to get it to you as soon as possible so you can use it. Not, you did good, but you really rocked this assignment because, or this wasn't your best work, this didn't really meet the expectation of the desired learning because. So it really is, everything you do is about empowering you and giving you information you can use to move forward and build upon. I'm very authentic about that. Probably annoyingly so, but I own it. So again, technology if you need help. And I do want to say, do not use Explorer. Blah. Mozilla and also Chrome are the two browsers we recommend. Those are the ones that work the best. All right? And then in general, here's what a week looks like. Let's go in, take a look. We always start with the course learning objectives for the week. Please do look at them. Use them as a scaffold to kind of understand what the thematic journey of the week is going to be. We have an assignments folder, sometimes an optional resources folder, sometimes an assessments folder, but there's always an assignments folder that tells you, again, snapshot at a glance. What are we focusing on? This is where you find the focus of the work for the week. So this is week 1. There's a couple different wikis right off the bat to kind of get us going, get us rolling. Please do introduce yourself in the wiki. How do you do that? Click. Whoop, there's no page here. How do you make a page in a wiki? I will show you. That's it. That's how you build a page in a wiki. And then you type and you click save. I will have this page all built out for us when we get in, but when you come in, you click edit, toolbar, type, click save. If you don't click save, it doesn't get saved. Only one person can work on a wiki at a time. So if you come in and it says someone else is working on the wiki, give it a minute, come back. Conversely, if you're working in the wiki, please, once you click edit, do what you're going to do, and then get out. Okay? There's nothing more frustrating than when someone comes in, and they click edit, and they start typing, and then the phone rings, or the doorbell rings, and they don't click save, so the page is locked. No one else can get in there. Please, please, please. You got friends, you got peers, we're all busy. Please do your work and click save. All right? That's all a wiki is. So let's go back into week 1 just to take a gander. Again, assignments. And you'll notice in week 1 we talk about the choice book. Please, over here on the side, everyone, your quote-unquote midterm, are the choice books. Either the Sabertooth curriculum, the big picture, or emergent curriculum. Sabertooth, I usually recommend for those who are in leadership or ed admin or high school teachers. The big picture, I usually recommend for elementary school teachers, those in elementary school. And emergent curriculum is for ECE teachers. Now, jump into Amazon. Go take a look. You choose one of these 3 for your choice book. Okay, we'll talk more about the assignment. It is here over in choice books, but we'll talk more about this in our live meeting in week 2. And then again, every week we have a threaded discussion. It is a huge part of the work. Every week you've got the 3 posts. First one due by Wednesday night. Now, let's be clear. This really is about you engaging in crafting rich, meaningful, actionable understanding. So, over the course of the week, 3 different days, you should plan on all in about 90 minutes. That includes thinking, reading, thinking, exploring to find your 2 outside resources, the whole 9 yards. About 90 minutes spread out across the week on 3 different days. And then also in week 1, a reminder to sign up for your live meetings. Okay, so this is in general, this is what a week looks like. So our left-hand nav bar, start here, course information, live meeting signups, weeks 1 through 4, choice book, which serves as our midterm, which I really want you to have fun with. Trust me, I'm serious about that and being honest. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, link to the threaded discussions, link to the journals. Here's live text where our signature assignments get turned in. Virtual office. Okay, this is where all our live meetings take place. And this is where I hold office hours, open office hours, every Monday, 4 to 5:30 p.m. Except our first week, sorry, I won't be able to do open office hours on Monday, our first week, because I'm going to actually be in a CTC meeting for a charter school that I'm on the board. Engagement in the community, staying relevant in our practice. We live that as well. And then there's various other links, emails. If you ever need to get back to announcements, there's always a link for that. And ladies and gentlemen, that's our course. So I'm going to go back to speaking to you directly right now, and then we'll call it. Woohoo! Okay, so let me now say my official goodbye and remind you, please send me your email. You've heard my expectations. I've walked you through the course. Let me clarify the big ones. I expect you to be present. I expect you to chunk out your work across the week. I expect you to engage with your own cognition and with your peers and with me and with the content in an exploratory fashion. Why? Inquiry, inquiry, inquiry. When you post in the discussion boards, I should see questions. Lots and lots of question marks. All right? First post, always due by the end of Wednesday, before you go to bed Wednesday night. If anything is going to be late, if there's a problem, you've got to communicate with me. You've got to. No vanishing acts and then reappearing. Not cool. And what can you expect from me? I will do everything within my power to support you. I will guide you, mentor you, help you reevaluate. The curriculum has to serve the learner. I know what the goals are. I know what the demonstration of mastery for the 2 key signature PLOs, program learning outcomes, are. I know how the different parts of the class and activity scaffold to work together to take you on this journey to empower you to be able to truly own your learning and demonstrate mastery. I will modify it where I need to. I will tweak it. You got to be present. You will get everything I've got as a professional educator, but you've got to work with me, okay? And with your peers. And be open to that which you do not know. And that which you think you know, be just as willing to deconstruct that and completely reconstruct it. Okay, you guys, here we go. Here's to a wonderful term, and I'm waiting for your emails. And of course, my dogs start barking right now. Okay, see ya online.